Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen today, I want to talk a little bit about Bionano Genomics Incorporated. This is ticker symbol BNGO, and this is a very popular stock that obviously has a fan base that is really excited about it. You know, the stock is big on social media, Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, all over the place. There's tons of people who are interested in BNGO and tons of people who think this stock has a very bright future ahead of it. Obviously, there has been an interesting past year for this stock, with our 52-week high around 15.69, and right now the fact that we're at $2.06, we are getting closer and closer to the 52-week low. I mean, obviously we recently hit that 52-week low, but we kind of bounced back a little bit, and we're up 9.15% on the week, which is a very great week for BNGO. But again, when you're down, even in the year, 36%, an 8% week isn't really doing it for a whole lot of people. So in this video today, we're going to be going over a recent article that was written about BNGO, talking a little bit about the stock and, at least some people's kind of theories, ideas, and analysis of it, because I think it's pretty interesting. And I want to obviously give some of my thoughts and opinions as well. No financial advice in this one or any of my videos. Not telling you guys to buy, sell, do anything like that. Just talking about stocks, talking about the news, giving our thoughts and opinions. So drop a like if you guys do enjoy that. I'd appreciate that a ton. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. With that being said, let's get right into this. So obviously today was not a great day for BNGO, but again, even being down 7.62% today, we're still up 9.15% on the week. That's awesome. That's exciting. Obviously today it was not a great day for the markets. Dow Jones down, S&P down, NASDAQ down, Russell down. But after hours, we did get a lot of good news. I think Amazon had good earnings. Snapchat had really good earnings. Pinterest had some pretty good earnings. So I think, there is maybe some positive sentiment coming back to the market, and we're kind of wrapping up earnings in a good way. Obviously, there was some brutal earnings during this period, but some things did go pretty well. So obviously, that's why we see this little rebound here with BNGO. It's not any specific BNGO news, but I wanted to talk about this article from Seeking Alpha. Bionano stock, the delicate balance between growth and share dilution, because I think it's very interesting. So first, they talk about their investment thesis. BNGO cashed in on its popularity in the early 2021s. It was just crazy time. We saw just an insanely volatile market where so many small cap stocks were just going crazy. By raising capital through its equity offerings, which diluted its stock by almost twofold in the past year. That is rough. The capital from the offerings allowed the company to pay off its long-term debts while investing more in its R&D efforts and expanding through acquisitions by acquiring Line again in August of 2020. BNGO also offers other diagnostic tools for autism spectrum disorder and other neurodevelopmental disabilities. In addition, research has shown that its OGM technology is highly complementary to the next generation sequencing technology offered by other genetic sequencing platforms such as Illumina. The combination of both technologies allows a more accurate and lower cost full genome analysis, which can evaluate a full spectrum of genetic variants found in inherited genetic diseases. So a lot of stuff to be excited about for BNGO there, but obviously some bad stuff as well. We never like to see that share dilution, but hey, paying off some debts, that's great. That's exciting. They do have obviously massive potential with their work in the full genome analysis. In September of 2021, a publication by the University of California, San Francisco, and Benioff Children's Hospital, Oakland, showed that the combination of OGM and NGS technology is able to achieve higher accuracy, lower cost, and improved detection for clinically relevant variants in multiple applications. Then a bunch of different diseases and stuff. With machine learning capability and automated analysis, both platforms would be able to work together to construct precise genome mapping, which will generate new possibilities and breakthrough genetic therapeutic development. That is awesome. Obviously, this shows some of the potential and stuff. Historically, the Human Genome Project requires $3 billion of projected funding throughout of project funding through its 13 years of research from 1990 to 2003. Today, DNA sequencing takes just a day and can be done for $600. So obviously, the technology has come a long way, since 1990, since 2003, and a lot of people, especially people who are BNGO bears, or BNGO bulls expect it to go, a long way into the future as well. As a result, many gene therapies have been approved for rare diseases such as spinal muscular atrophy and cystic fibrosis, which were previously deadly. So obviously there's some, some good that comes to this from the world as well. Not only is this making money, a business, revenue generation, but also it has the possibility to change lives, which is another really, really cool thing. Moving forward, BNGO has a promising potential with solid synergy from its previous acquisition of Biodiscovery and the integration of OGM and NGS technologies. In the BioNano Symposium 2022, the company has successfully demonstrated a seamless workflow with clear visualization of the integrated data for ease of interpretation with its Biodiscovery NX clinical software. Here is a graph about that share dilution, some really, really rough stuff. The overall share dilution in millions, dating back to 2018, 10 million shares. Now, fast forward to September of 2021, all of a sudden we have 280 million shares. You're talking 28x share dilution. Obviously, that's from 2018. Obviously, most people got involved with this stock, sometime between here, 2020 and 2021. And again, even from there, you've seen more than double the shares being out there, which is really, really rough. Now, stuff has started to plateau a little bit, but again, we still haven't seen a decrease. We still have not seen a quarter-over-quarter decrease in shares outstanding for BNGO ever, since in their history of being a publicly traded company. So that is a little bit rough. That's a little bit scary. Again, I love that this is starting to plateau. I hope this will start to go down, obviously, because some of the excuses and stuff was, hey, BNGO's massive share dilution to survive the pandemic. Yes, we are still, maybe in the pandemic or whatever, but things are starting to get a little bit better. And hopefully, we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And at some point, those shares are going to have to come back down, or that's going to be a very, very bad sign. And if they need to keep diluting and keep, raising more funds through shares, that's going to be very, very tough to swallow. Even if this is an amazing growth company, you can see amazing growth and you can see the stock price, not necessarily match that growth if you just keep pumping out more and more shares and you're just eating away all the potential profit for your, shareholders. So that's a little bit scary, but BNGO has had a decent balance sheet and cash flow before the pandemic. In 2019, the company reported $17 million of cash and equivalents in its balance sheets. Nonetheless, those were not sufficient to fund the company's operations during the height of the pandemic, which accounted for a total of right around 40 million, while only reporting $8.5 million of revenue in 2020. So this led to them needing to dilute. They diluted from 28 million to 280 million. Obviously, as we just talked about, that's tough. They did take advantage of its fame following the accreditation received by its customer Praxis Genomics from the College of American Pathologists in December of 2020, and also its publication from the COVID-19 Host Genome Structural Variant Consortium in January of 2021. BNGO is all over the place. Also, it got very, very popular all over social media, and there was a lot of ties of Kathy Wood and all her ARC G stuff. Is she gonna buy BNGO? Is she not? And that definitely got some people excited as well. So that's rough. The strategic plan did work, and BNGO is currently cash rich with $140 million on its balance sheet, while also paying off all of its debt, which is great. The company also completed multiple acquisitions as it seeks to rapidly expand its offering into the genetic research market. So obviously, if they are going to be diluting and they are going to, be taking on a bunch of cash, to be doing awesome stuff with that cash, like acquiring, hopefully strong strategic partners to be paying off debt, that's great. But still, the fact that they ended up with $140 million in cash on hand, it makes me wonder, hey, did we need to dilute as much as we did, or could we probably have diluted a lot less? And at this point, should we not be buying back some shares, especially as the, stock price continues to fall and fall and fall? If the company believes in itself, if the company does believe in its strong growth potential and strong future and everything, then hey, why aren't they buying the dip? That is kind of one thing I'm wondering about BNGO, and I'm hoping to see for them in the future. They do talk a little bit about, tremendous revenue growth for BNGO. The company reported preliminary revenue of $17.89 million in 2021, assuming the quarter four range represents a remarkable increase of 210% year over year and 176% from 2019 levels, which points to the massive pent-up demand for BNGO's products post-pandemic. So hopefully, we continue to see that growth. They also reported sales of 23 Sapphire systems in quarter four 2021, which brings its total installed to 164. That's very, very exciting. Tons of growth there. And hopefully they'll continue to grow and sell more Sapphire systems and get them implemented. BNGO has yet to achieve profitability with a net loss of right around $61 million in the last 12 months. So that's tough. The company has been brilliant in contracting third-party manufacturers and suppliers for most of its components to conserve capital. So again, another maybe positive there. But also, BNGO has made good use of its cash and equivalents from the share dilution of funding its operation and research and development efforts at $62.76 million in the last 12 months. In December 2021, BNGO announced a new OGM prototype capable of executing DNA imaging at a speed 4 times faster than existing Sapphire systems. Now, hey, maybe without some of that money, they would have never been able to do that. Maybe it would have taken longer. Who knows? And then this is kind of the big thing for me here. BNGO projected revenue and net income. Obviously, we are projected to see insane growth. We're hoping to see $29 million in revenue in 2022. A huge jump to $55 million in 2023. Another huge jump. We're talking about almost 100%, increases year over year, every year for the next 3 years. That would be really crazy. That would be really insane. That would be, one of the fastest growing stocks in the stock market, especially for, kind of more popular companies. This would be very, very interesting, but also obviously net income really in the red, minus 75 in 2022, minus 68 in 2023, not really getting much better, minus 42 in 2024. Okay, we're starting to take a hit. And then they are projecting profitability in 2025. Now that is exciting. And if BNGO can ever find a way to go profitable, and if these things do line up, then man, that is going to be an amazing time to hold the stock. 2024, 2025, when companies reach profitability, that's always, not always, but usually, a very, very bullish sign, obviously, and usually a time of awesome stock price, appreciation. But man, buying it right now, when we're still expected to lose a ton of money in 2022, a ton of money in 2023, a ton of money in 2024, that can be a little bit rough. And that's what kind of has some people pumping the brakes like, hey, I want to see how these next couple of years go. They're making these projections in 2025, but a lot can change in 3 years, just like a lot changed in the past 3 years. So do I want to take on all of the risk for all the reward, or would I rather wait a couple of years, see how much more they dilute shares, see what their actual revenue and net income numbers look like over the next couple of years, and maybe not get all the reward, but sure as heck not taking on all this risk, I think is very, very interesting. So at the end of the day, the people at Seeking Alpha, do end this by saying, therefore, they rate BNGO stock as neutral for now. Because again, just like they say, they do have some awesome revenue growth. They also have some awesome net income projections. There is definitely a lot that could go right here. Some awesome technology in a sector and industry that's expected to have a ton of growth over the next couple of years. But there is absolutely risk here. There is absolutely things to be worried about. Who knows if bankruptcy is an option? Who knows if further share dilution is going to be on the table? And who knows if they're actually going to reach these, revenue growth projections and sales growth projections and all this stuff. I don't know, but the next couple of years are going to be very, very interesting and very, very entertaining to follow BioNano Genomics, and I will definitely be doing that closely. So definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I'd appreciate that a ton. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about BNGO. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.